heard people say that the ego is the part of us that identifies with the time from the body was born, or maybe even a little bit before it was born, till now. That it's that part. We know there's this other part that we hope lives on, but that the ego is concentrated with that experience that you had for all those years. So what you're suggesting is that to really get rid of the ego, which tends to get in the road a lot, it's best to just be present and just be looking at all these beautiful eyes and look at all these wonderful outfits they wore tonight.
And look at all the wonderful egos they're showing as well. Yeah. Simultaneously. It's all inclusive. It's what Philip is pointing to in maybe slightly different words than I would phrase it, but it's exactly that same. It's like who we are. We can have a solid identity and kind of a relationship with that identity and say this is who we are. With what is very popular in business is talking about values of your organization, of your team, of your department, and therefore of your individual employees. If I can be very honest and very ruthless, that's just bullshit. It's one big bullshit, because the values change according to situations, according to conditioning, according to your social, economic, cultural, religious environments that you move between. And it means that who you are, when you start self-inquiry, which is kind of the basis of what we do, you will find that all of a sudden there's nothing to really hold on to, that who you are is showing up, yes, with a certain set of qualities maybe, but even those qualities feel, sound, taste, look different in each moment anyway, because they will respond to what is asked in a moment from those qualities. So who you are is much more flexible and fluid, or fluent, I never know what it is. I'm Dutch, excuse me. It's something that's much more fluid, right? Fluid than what we think it might be. Once we start getting very familiar with that, it is being more present to what is showing up and how this, who we now experience in this moment, is responding to that. Which is as interesting and as engaging and as wonderfully exciting as we might have the idea of, like, who I am is this and this and this, and it will respond to this situation in such and so way, so therefore I'm going to go partying now. That kind of thing.
And I've taken care of the ego, so that's nicely done.
Exactly. The ego is included in it all.
I don't even think about, is my ego involved or isn't it? And my only concern is to be fully present. Now, if I'm fully present, there's an ego there, and there's everything else there, and there's atavistic stuff there, whatever it is. I want to be fully present and whole. And I think it's a fallacy to think we can get rid of the ego. I think that's a very egoistic take on things.
That's definitely my soapbox issue of choice is the demonization of the ego. The minute you start making anything in your experience bad or wrong, you instantly step out of the availability of wholeness, of your wholeness. So, and the thing with, especially the sort of what I call the modern spiritual dogma, very much is, can we, flay ourselves and get rid of the ego, and good luck with that, by the way. Because the reality is that in that presence, the way I would experience that is there's a willingness to live life as a discovery, and it's a discovering what is coming through you, and what is coming through you really is what is offered by the totality, or the divine, or the universe, or whatever you want that to be. And the thing is that all of life, and definitely as you're showing up as a human, which is what your perspective is, then that's going to include the whole deliciousness of that. And the flavour of the ego, or the mechanism that creates the ego, is the same mechanism that creates states of enlightenment. It is the same thing, because even states of enlightenment, which are wonderful, they're within the realm of experience, and experience requires the relationship, therefore it requires separation, and therefore it's the same. So one of the big things that I love to say to people is that the ego and enlightenment, same. And because then you'll be coming into a space of really dropping your agenda This is the unconditional love that is spoken of. Unconditional love is not that lovely, flowery, rose-tinted stuff and positive thoughts. Unconditional love is yes, thank you. End of story. Whatever it is that comes through, whether it's in the moment, hatred, in the moment, passion, in the moment, huge love, in the moment, I can't be asked to do anything with the world, I'm sick of it. In the moment is, wow, I feel so moved by the universe to start a movement that will change the world in the way that I perceive it. And when you do that, what you'll find is who you really are starts to be really consciously experienced through you, and you become incredibly effective at doing what it is that you're here to do.